Everything was quiet. Not the kind of quiet that feels peaceful. This was the kind that felt wrong. Liam opened his eyes. Sunlight slipped through his bedroom window, just like always. His alarm clock was blinking 7 a.m., yawned, and sat up. Then he realized something strange. He didn't hear his yawn, not even the creak of the bed springs beneath him. He clapped his hands, nothing. Snapped his fingers. He called out, "Hello?" But his own voice didn't exist. It was like the world had muted itself. Panic bloomed in his chest. He rushed to the window, flung it open, and still. Silence. Cars were moving. Trees were swaying. Birds were flapping their wings, but not a single sound. He couldn't even hear his heartbeat. Liam ran downstairs. His mom was in the kitchen, lips moving, hands making breakfast like any normal day. He waved at her frantically. She smiled and mouthed something he couldn't tell what. He pointed to his ears and shook his head. His mom's smile faded. She dropped her spoon. Her mouth moved fast now, scared, but Liam heard nothing. Not her panic, not the crash of the spoon, nothing. He grabbed his phone and typed, "I can't hear anything, not even my own voice." His mom read it. Her face turned white. She took out her phone and typed back, "We need to go to the hospital. Now." They drove through town, and Liam noticed something chilling. Everyone looked normal. No one was reacting. People were talking, laughing, yelling across streets. But something about their faces felt forced, like they were pretending to hear each other. The world was miming life. At the hospital, the doctor ran tests, shined lights in his ears, made notes, but again total silence. Not even the beep of a machine. Finally, the doctor wrote something down and showed it to Liam and his mom. "There's nothing wrong with your ears. Your body's fine. Your brain just stopped hearing," Liam typed. "Why can it be fixed?" The doctor hesitated, then wrote, "This has happened before, not often, but to a few others, most of them, never came back." Liam's stomach dropped. The doctor handed him a pamphlet. On it was a single word, "Echoes." Underneath it said, "When silence isn't just quiet." Liam didn't understand. That night he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of silence pressing on him like a thick blanket. It wasn't peaceful anymore. It was heavy, loud in its own way. He began to feel watched. Suddenly, the lights flickered. Then something shifted. A soft shape moved in the corner of the room. He turned on his lamp. Nothing there. He pulled out his phone and turned on the voice recorder. Hit record. Then, just for a second, the waveform jumped. He couldn't hear it, but something was there. He played it back. The waveform danced, but no sound came out. He stared at it, confused. Then a message appeared on his phone. It didn't come from any app. It just appeared. "We speak in silence." Liam dropped the phone. He wasn't alone. Liam stared at the screen. "We speak in silence." He picked the phone up with shaking hands. The message was gone. He checked all his apps, messages, notes, nothing. It was like the phone had whispered to him, then erased its own voice. He tried to calm down, telling himself it was just stress. But deep inside, he knew the truth. There was something in the silence, something watching, something trying to talk. The next day, the world continued as if nothing was wrong. Kids laughed at school. Teachers gave lessons. But Liam noticed something off. The words people spoke didn't match their faces. It was like everyone was reading a script out loud. Every smile too wide, every laugh too sharp, and he couldn't hear a single one. He looked at his classmates and suddenly felt like the only real person in a world made of masks. At lunch, he sat alone. His best friend, Zoe, came over and waved. He pointed to his ears and mouthed, "I can't hear." Zoe sat down, pulled out her phone, and typed, "I've been watching you. You're not alone." Liam blinked. He typed, "You know what's happening to me?" Zoe nodded. Then she typed, "I lost my hearing too. Last year, but only for 3 days." Then the sound came back, but not the same. Liam typed back, "What do you mean?" Zoe's hands trembled as she replied. Voices came back, but they weren't human. They whisper through reflections, through static, through mirrors, but only after silence. Liam looked around. Everyone in the cafeteria was frozen, not moving, not blinking, still, like statues. Then, all at once, they began moving again the exact same moment. Liam looked at Zoe. She typed. They watch when it gets quiet. They test you. Some people go mad. Others disappear. I've been lucky. Liam suddenly remembered his dream from the night before. He had seen himself in a dark room, whispers circling him. He thought it was just fear, but now he wasn't sure. That night, he avoided all mirrors. No phone screen, no laptop, nothing with a reflection. He sat in bed with the lights on, and music playing on his phone. Not that he could hear it, but it made him feel better. At midnight, the lights flickered again. The phone screen turned white, then black. Then a new message appeared. Why do you run? Liam typed back in notes. Who are you? No answer. Then, a strange pulse of cold air moved through the room. He looked at his window. Frost had spread across the glass in swirling patterns. He stood slowly and approached it. On the window, written in ice, "You were chosen." He backed away. Suddenly, the silence grew louder. His own breathing felt too still, like it was being swallowed. Then he heard something, not sound, not exactly, more like pressure, like something was pressing against the inside of his head. It wasn't his ears that heard it, was his mind, and it whispered, "Silence is the doorway. You opened it." The voice in his head didn't feel like a thought. It was clear, cold, heavy, like it had weight. Silence is the doorway. You opened it. Liam clutched his head and stumbled back from the window. His room was spinning. His hands were shaking. He wasn't imagining this. He wanted to scream, but knew it wouldn't make a sound. The next morning, he found Zoe waiting outside his house. She had dark circles under her eyes. She handed him a piece of paper. On it was a hand-drawn symbol, a circle, with 3 sharp lines cutting through it. "They leave this behind," she said, typing it into her phone so he could read. "Whenever someone disappears," Liam's throat tightened. "Disappears," she nodded. "They take people into the quiet, the place between echoes, a shadow world." Liam typed, "Why me?" Zoe typed back, "We don't know. But they only come to people who stop hearing the world. It's like you become unlocked." He looked at the symbol again. Something about it made his skin crawl. He folded the paper and shoved it in his pocket. Later that day, he stayed in the school library while others went to gym class. It was quiet there, but not silent. The hum of lights, the tap of keys, then the lights flickered again. The hum stopped. He was alone. He turned, and in the reflection of the glass display case, he saw someone standing behind him. He spun around. No one was there. But in the glass, the figure remained. It looked like him. Same clothes, same hair, but no eyes, just deep, dark holes. It reached out tonely in the reflection and touched the glass from inside. A new whisper filled his mind. "Trade places. It's peaceful here." Liam backed away, heart racing. The reflection smiled. A wide, broken grin. The room snapped back to normal. Lights on, sounds returning. He ran straight to Zoe. He told her everything through text, every word shaking his hands. She read it all, then nodded slowly. "You've seen them. That means it's getting closer," Liam typed. "What happens if I say yes?" Zoe didn't answer for a moment. Then she typed, "They take your voice, then your name, then you're gone. No one remembers you, not even your family." He looked up sharply. Zoe had tears in her eyes. "My brother," she typed. He said yes. Liam felt sick. This was real. This was happening, and he had no idea how to stop it. That night, Liam didn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling for hours, the room glowing with soft nightlight, music playing through his earbuds, though he couldn't hear it. He just needed some sound, even if it was fake. But deep inside, he knew it wouldn't matter. The silence was coming anyway. At exactly midnight, every light in his room died. The phone screen shut off. The shadows deepened, and the air froze. The silence wrapped around him like a second skin. Then came the pressure. That feeling in his head. A voice. "Are you ready to stop pretending?" He shook his head. "No," he mouthed. The voice pressed harder. "You already belong to us. You heard us when no one else could. You let us in." The mirror on the wall fogged up. On the glass, letters began to write themselves. "Trade places." He backed into the corner, shaking his head. But the whisper only grew louder. "You're tired. No more noise. No more pain. Just silence." And suddenly, he felt it. A small part of him wanted it. No more fear. No more confusion. Just peace. Just silence. He almost took a step forward. Almost. But then he saw something move. The reflection of his bookshelf where the mirror was pointing shifted slightly. But in the real world, nothing had moved. He looked back at the mirror. His reflection was smiling, but he wasn't. He understood now. This wasn't just about sound. It was about control. They were trying to replace him, and they had almost succeeded. Liam clenched his fists. He grabbed his phone, turned on the flashlight, and shined it directly into the mirror. For a moment, the reflection screamed a silent, distorted shriek, and the glass cracked. Then the room shook. The whisper returned, furious. "We offered peace. You chose pain." He screamed back, though no one could hear it. "I'd rather hurt and be real than live quiet and be fake." The light grew brighter. The mirror shattered. Glass exploded across the room. The silence shattered too, and sound came rushing in. His heart pounded in his ears. The music played. The wind howled outside. The world was back. Liam fell to the floor, gasping not from pain, but from noise. He had never been so happy to hear anything in his life. The next morning, everything was normal. Zoe ran to him at school. "You made it," she whispered. He nodded. "It's over." But she didn't smile. She leaned in close and said quietly, "No, you just closed the door. You didn't lock it." That night, as Liam brushed his teeth, he caught something in the bathroom mirror. A flicker, a faint smile that didn't match his own. And then, total silence for 1 second. Just 1 second. But it was enough. He stared at himself, waiting, listening. And somewhere deep in the reflection, the silence whispered back,